Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on protecting and preserving the environment and cultural heritage. In our last lesson, we talked about the importance of maintaining and promoting international cooperation. If nations cooperate together, many people will benefit. In today's lesson, we will be discussing civic responsibility for protecting and preserving the environment and cultural heritage. We will be focusing specifically on an international perspective on this subject. Nations need to preserve their own environments and cultural heritage. From an international perspective, this is also very important. It is important not just for individual nations, but also for the whole world. Today, we will be clarifying this idea. Countries cooperate with each other economically. Trade and other agreements allow countries to benefit. Goods and services produced in a country like China can be sold in America or in Ethiopia. Nations also work together to share assets like natural resources. The use of the Blue Nile is a good example of this kind of cooperation between nations. It is necessary to have a new agreement between Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt for the use of this wonderful river. Another form of international cooperation is the preservation of the environment. Increasingly, people around the world are aware that there are environmental problems. These include decreases in natural resources like forests and farmland, and pollution. Pollution is a problem that has many negative consequences for people and animals around the world. Before we move forward, let us take a moment to define this word. The word pollution refers to a substance or thing that is introduced to the environment and has harmful effects. These effects can be poisonous or infectious. Pollution makes the environment dirty and impure. There are many different forms of pollution. These include air pollution, water pollution, and soil pollution. Many different factors cause pollution in the environment. Students, I am sure you know of many different substances that cause pollution. Take a moment to write a list of substances that pollute our environment.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, teacher. Welcome back, students. Some of your answers might have been garbage, chemicals, or even human waste. It is easy to see that many different things contribute to environmental pollution, is it not? Every nation has a unique natural environment. There are plants and animals that flourish in Ethiopia. These would not survive in a place like Ireland. Every nation's environment is related to the ecosystem of the whole world. Mountain areas in Europe are important for rainfall and air currents in other parts of the world. The Brazilian rainforest is an essential part of the world's ecosystem for the oxygen it provides to the air. We cannot take any part of the world's environment for granted. If part of the sea near Australia is polluted, all of the marine life will suffer. Life is a delicate balance, and the environment supports life in complex ways. Environmental problems can result in disasters like floods or drought. Soil erosion is a problem in Ethiopia. The soil erodes because of deforestation. The Blue Nile carries soil nutrients away. The lack of trees results in less annual rainfall. Ethiopia, therefore, experiences drought. Nations can cooperate with each other to prevent environmental problems like drought. If Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia cooperate over water management programs and afforestation, conditions will improve for all three countries. Soil quality and rainfall levels will increase. A country's natural environment is also important because it is part of its heritage. Part of Ethiopia's uniqueness comes from its environment. Animals like the red fox and the walia ibex live only in Ethiopia. They are therefore very special and need to be protected from extinction. Preserving a country's environment benefits all of humanity. This is because the world's ecosystem is delicate and complex. The environment is not the only heritage that must be protected for the benefit of humanity. Ancient civilizations have left us important historical and cultural heritages. These tell us about the origins and history of humanity. It is important to protect and respect this heritage. Students, what are some of Ethiopia's historical and cultural heritages? Write a list of the ones you can think of. Now, write down how each one of them can be preserved or protected.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. Perhaps you identified Ethiopian cultural heritages like handicrafts and stone monuments. Cultural handicrafts that are unique to Ethiopia include hand-loom products, hand-woven carpets, basketry, and pottery. With such a diverse culture, it is not surprising that Ethiopia has such a rich heritage of handicrafts. This cultural heritage can be preserved by teaching younger generations to continue producing Ethiopian crafts. This will allow younger people to connect with their cultural past. It will keep Ethiopian culture alive and vibrant. Ethiopians can feel proud of their crafts and of their culture. Historical heritages needs to be protected and preserved as well. Sites of ancient civilizations should not be disturbed. It is important for people around the world to be able to learn about the history of different countries. People can visit historical sites in Ethiopia to learn more about its history. We have had a very interesting lesson today. We have discussed the importance of protecting the natural environment. We have talked about the problems caused by pollution. We have also discussed cultural heritage. Nations around the world need to cooperate to protect the environment and preserve historical sites. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.